Alright, Travis Wayne Goodsell. Now I'm back from my run. I've got the introduction loading while I'm doing this. Jeremy's CES letter. I've done the introduction as it's being uploaded right now. It says 7 minutes left. I hope it didn't go up in time because I'm doing this. Doesn't matter though. Alright. So 138 page document. Starts off with a quote from President J. Reuben Clark. If we have the truth, it cannot be harmed by investigation. If we have not the truth, it ought to be harmed. See, the presidents of the church have been saying stuff like that because they didn't think anybody would ever find out what they had covered up. Oops. So if you're gonna make a statement like that, it needs to be true. You can't deceive people. Alright, to my beautiful young children. Updated October 2017. This was originally April 2013, when the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints had locked me away, just like Abinadi, and planned on murdering me, as I've still have side effects after all these years. I don't know if you're interested in that, or if I'm now an old man who likes to talk about all his physical ailments. Okay. Name of CES director removed. Okay. Thank you for responding to my grandfather's request to answer my concerns and questions, and for offering your time with me. I appreciate it. I'm interested in your thoughts and answers. Answers? It's the... Leaders of the church get trained as to how to be leaders. I am aware because teachers also had a teacher training program that I got to teach to teachers in the Mormon Church. And so they have manuals for everything except for how to be the president and the Quorum of the 12, and even 70, according to, was it Von J. Featherstone or Paul H. Dunn? The one who said, if you think you want to be can't think if he said apostle or what, but I hope you get it. So it must have been something like a 70 or something. Alright. Hope Farms, there it is. See? This is where, interesting. Okay, the CES director is calling Mormon apologists unofficial. Ooh. Wow. Dude. Because the CES director is out of the loop. The Gospel Topics essays that the church put out after social media came out in 2011, and then Mormons in droves by the millions, literally by the millions, just stopped going to church. They didn't file to have their names removed. It was just they stopped going because of the Gospel Topic essays. And here the CES director in 2013 is in denial. So this is not good, Mormons. You have to have your facts straight if you're going to address questions that people pose. That's why the church is in trouble, is because they don't know the answers to the questions that are being posed. And as J. Reuben Clark indicated, you gotta be correct in order to withstand the investigative scrutiny that would eventually take fold. Back in Joseph Smith's day, archaeology was a bulldozer style archaeology, where they just looked for things of value and just totally destroyed everything else. And so the sites were damaged, and it made it difficult to identify the time period and other features that were involved to put the items that were of value in context. And so since then, archaeology has done better. And now they've done two better, because now they take their whole careers to do one site that they continually justify with grant funding. But for the most part, archaeology is a dying science, as schools are unwilling to pay for it because of the archaeologists taking their time. Schools were not getting the necessary money to justify the expense costs. So anyway, did I answer the question? Oh, unofficial, yes. Gospel topic essays were written by apologists, because translation and historicity of the Book of Abraham, that gospel topic essay, which was one of the big reasons why many Mormons left, was written by John Gee, Mormon apologist of the original farms, of which he acknowledges here. So, yeah, it's Jeremy, don't trust people just because they say it's true. You should know better. And I've been telling you guys over and over and over again, the church lied. They confessed to lying. Because they confessed to lying, we cannot trust a single thing they've been telling us or continue to tell us. Even if they say, hey, we lied, this is what happened. Oh, where's the evidence? Where's the proof? You're quoting an author. You're quoting some person who wasn't there. We can't trust you anymore. And so this is the problem of Mormonism when they got involved with apologetics, thanks to John Welsh. If you're not familiar with John Welsh, you may have heard of chiasmus in the Book of Mormon. What language was the Book of Mormon? Was it Hebrew for the chiasmus to flourish? No! It was Egyptian. You're supposed to be looking for Egyptian manner of speech. The language of the Egyptians. Learning of Jews does not mean there's going to be Hebrew chiasmus in Egyptian. That's where scholars, Egyptologists, are having fun and mocking the church, because they can't find on an Egyptian language document the Hebrew name Abraham. Nowhere in the papyri. Nobody gets that joke. These Egyptologists are making fun of the church with, and the church falls for it. Oh well, it was revelation, as John Gee puts it. Joseph Smith did not ever say he could translate. Oh, he just throws Joseph Smith under the bus. Oh, way to go. Yeah, these are the defenders of the church. That's what's so hilarious, because apologist means defender. And it's traditionally understood that they use fallacy to make their defenses. And so the CES director is responding saying, "It is my hope that you're going to have better answers than many of those given by unofficial apologists." Kwaku, if you're listening, I hope you can find the CES letter and read where your education, where you're doing all your videos, is unofficial. But that's a typical tactic of Mormonism. You have Mormons. They were brought into the church by the church. John Welsh did this on his own. He was found out by the church, so he got hired by BYU and was allowed to start up farms. Farms got going. They had their little house that they used to have their headquarters. And then I came along, and that shook things up, and so Hinckley disbanded farms and created the Neil A. Maxwell Institute, and Daniel Peterson was allowed to be there, to be a part of it, and then they kicked him off because he's a complete ass, and so the Deseret News then hired him, and who knows what he's doing now. And then last I heard, I think it may have been Peterson who started FAIR and then became Fair Mormon as it is today. As there are guys running Fair Mormon that I have no idea. They're the new generation of apologists that are teaching in Kwaku, the newest of the generations now. So yeah, all the old guys are dying off, and hopefully they're not relying on Hugh Nibley anymore. Bad news. This is my concern for you, Jeremy, is that when you learned that the church had been lying to you, you then trusted with their replies. The CES director is lying to you, and yet you trusted him. As you put it, the unofficial apologists on your website. No, and that's a common error of those who find out that the church had lied to them, and they stop going to church or sign the official documents to leave and give them to their bishop. You can't trust the church anymore. They can't be trusted, and that's the major problem. And that's what I see with Jeremy, is that his questions are based on trusting the church after they've confessed to lying. So keep that in mind as we go through this series.